Fact or fiction? Flagship product is garbage because it's overprinted. You ready? Then let's do it. Well, hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. In today's episode, we're going to be gnawing on some things that I believe that are things that we need to view differently when it comes to base rookie cards inside of flagship product per se. But before I get started on that, I do want to make mention of my last video, Fact or Fiction. And that dealt with what exactly is a flagship product as I started diving into that. And I really was dealing with basketball, but I touched on in a couple of other sports, in football more particularly. And I had a great comment that came in from one of my viewers. His name is Big Smooth 7998, and he made a very astute comment that I'd like to explain a little further. He said, so based on your logic of hoops being the flagship product because it's been around the longest, but then you say Donruss is the flagship set for football. I do believe Score has been around a lot longer in football than Donruss has. Very, very keen, good question there, right? And so I want to explain that a little bit further because at first, I he has a point, right? But it's one of them things where, when we look at it, Score has been around longer. When you sit down and you do the homework, Score has been printing football product for 35 consecutive years. That's a pretty good run for a product, right? It started in 1989 and all the way up until 2023. And Donruss, on the other hand, has only been in print for 26 years. And they did miss from 2005 to 2008. But here's the thing with Donruss, okay? And it all boils down to, again, it's the longest standing and most important. It has to be both, I believe. It shouldn't be one or the other because, yes, Score is the longest standing, but it's not the most important product. And I believe Score football is not the most important product for Panini, and it's not considered a flagship, is because it's more of a prospect set. When you look at this product, number one, it's typically released in August of every year. It's right before the football season, and the majority of the rookies in the set are basically featured in college uniforms. Okay, and it's something I know there's a niche for college nowadays, but it's not as much as it is for pro uniforms. Okay. Yes, there is a market for collegiate product. Yes, there are some collectors that like their football players in college uniforms. However, the majority of collectors prefer their rookie cards in pro uniforms. It is one of these things where the industry has been trying to force collegiate product down our throat for a very long time. And it's one of them things where collectors just consistently would rather go with the pro uniform on their rookie cards. And so that's always an issue. But I think that is the reason. And when we look at Donruss now, Donruss, I believe, is considered the flagship. I know even Tracy Hackler from Panini America recently said this on Instagram. Check this out.
23 Donruss Football is a Panini America flagship brand. Donruss is known the world over by collectors, new and old. It has the iconic rated rookies that started way back in 1984. They are present and accounted for in 2023 Donruss Football. But what Donruss also is a complete celebration of the NFL season. Zay Flowers, who's having a really impressive season for the Ravens. Rated rookie logo front and center. Devon Achane, when he's healthy.
So you see, it's for these reasons the Donruss now also has a longest standing, but it's not as long as Score, but it does have some history. But it's also the most important. It has both features, and it's most important, right? not only because of longevity, but also because, it's the preferred card. It's the card that comes out first with the pro uniforms. It's got that rated rookie logo that has become a staple in the hobby, right? Everybody loves that rated rookie logo. And that to me is the primary reasons why Donruss is the go-to brand when it comes to football. And so again, those things can change with licensing switching out and products being dropped and products being added, that whole type of thing. So it's a great comment by Big Smooth. It's a good catch. It's a good question. However, I'm still going to stand firm in saying that Donruss football is the flagship product for Panini. And then I had another viewer reached out to me and said, "Hey, how come you talked about flagship product for every sport except for hockey? What's up with hockey?" I hear you. So let's talk about hockey for a minute. Hockey now, one would think, right, that the O-Pee-Chee brand would be the flagship product for hockey. You do the history on O-Pee-Chee. Their first set was released in 1933. So in a perfect world, if O-Pee-Chee was to make product every single year, they would be 90 years old today, or maybe 91 or somewhere in there. But when you look at the history of O-Pee-Chee hockey, they've been very inconsistent throughout their 91 years of history. We have a total of 27 years where the O-Pee-Chee brand didn't exist. So it's been very hit and miss. Some years they have it, some years they don't. And they had a very strong run throughout the 70s and 80s. But I would say maybe around 1990, the O-Pee-Chee brand is just not the same. Maybe even as far as 1993. And more than likely, that is because Upper Deck Hockey started in 1990, and it has been going every single year since then. So Upper Deck has been creating hockey product for a total of 34 consecutive years. That's quite a run that they have. Not only that, they do have the licensing rights for the NHL. And so for those reasons, because of the inconsistency of O-Pee-Chee brand, and because the solid domination of Upper Deck starting in 1990, I believe that the Upper Deck brand is the flagship product for hockey. Now, there may be some out there who are traditionalists or purists that believe that O-Pee-Chee 100%. Hey, I don't blame you. Do whatever you want to do. But there are some that still feel that O-Pee-Chee is the true blue, right? But we can honestly say, in reality, the mainstream hobby says that Upper Deck is the most logical answer for flagship product in hockey. With that said, let's move on. Let's transition on to today's topic. Okay. Today I want to talk about flagship product being overprinted. It's one of them things where, when I'm a big defender, a big advocate of the base rookie card. And I like to ask people, why don't you like the base rookie cards today? And a lot of it is because, they're just so overprinted. There's just so many of them. They print so many of them that they don't hold any value. And there's the key sentence, right? They don't have any value. So that's the part where I say, is that factual or is that fiction? Because I think those are just mindsets that we create in our minds. Perhaps our expectations are a little too high, or perhaps we're not viewing things properly. And some may not like, flagship product because they think that it's too low end of product and it's all junk. But I don't find that necessarily true. And of course, I know, there's data nerds out there, myself included, and that might seem like it is the case. It might seem that flagship product is overdone. And we see that the proof lies in the pudding, right? The proof lies in the number of parallels that are done. The proof lies in the number of serial numbered parallels. The proof lies in pop reports and that sort of thing. And then you have fantastic channels like Scotty B Cards. Scotty B Cards, he does great content dealing with this type of content. He has mathematical formula. I don't know if it's right. I'm not that smart. I've never fact checked them, but it does seem like when you watch him do his videos on the math, it someone makes sense that he might be in the ballpark of these numbers being really huge. But I don't see that to be honest with you, I don't see that to be a problem. To me, when I think of flagship product being overprinted, to me, I'm thinking, so what? In my mind, I'm thinking, who cares if flagship product is overprinted? Why? Well, we care because of the money. It's not because it's not always about the money, you guys. Sometimes product is created for the collector. And I believe that is primarily what flagship product is. It is for the collector. We can also say, hey, I mean, flagship product has been overprinted for decades. If we're going to look at it that way, you're going to tell me, okay, 1980 Ricky Henderson rookie card, is that okay? Printed to the moon, overprinted. It's you know, it has value. Pick that one up in a Gem Mint 10. See what that's going to run you. You know, let's look at a more recent example. Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's 2018 Topps card number 700. The thing is that there's no value until the player pops. When a player pops, when a player becomes hot, when a player becomes mainstream, when a player, everybody goes nuts like we did with Shohei Ohtani, yes, even this flagship product will hold value. We look at the example here with Topps, 2018 Topps of Shohei Ohtani, averages about $120 for a PSA 10, which is not, you know, when you figure how much it costs, how much to get graded, it's a pretty good return. And so, again, that is perspective, right? You can find value. Maybe the margins are not as big as you want them, right? Maybe you're not 10xing. Maybe we're not dealing with 5 figures. Yeah, we're maybe dealing with 3 figures. And so what is wrong with that? But to be honest with you, you know, if it's all about the money, then stick with high-end product. And maybe that's more your wheelhouse. See, we want big gains from us, but we don't want to spend for it. But if you want scarcity, if that's what it's all about for you, if it's all about big money and you're not satisfied unless you're making 4-digit profit, then stick with high-end product and don't worry about flagship product. One thing I do like that card manufacturers are doing, more specifically Topps, but they're taking their base rookie cards, right, and they're making serial numbered parallels. I like that concept. We don't need so many of them. Maybe 3 or 4 non-serial numbered parallels and maybe a few numbered parallels. But I do like that concept, to where now we're adding value to the base rookie card. Right now we're creating a serial number to 10 or a serial number to 99. And I like that wheelhouse. I think they need to do more of that. Also, I love what they're doing with image variants. Hey, you may not like the base set rookie. Personally, I love base set rookie. I think it is the truest form of a rookie card. It is 100% pure from concentrate. No adjectives and no preservatives are added. It is pure rookie card, right? So I love it for that reason. But at the same time, the card manufacturers are creating something called image variants, which I totally love that concept. They're adding image variants. They're short printed. And so long as, for me, and the way I look at it, an image variant rookie card is a true rookie card, so long as the card back is the same and the card number is the same. Now, they can do whatever image they want in the front, but I love the way they're doing their photography on these image variants has been phenomenal. You know, they're short printed or super short printed, whatever the layering that they do. It's a great idea. It's a great concept, but some are not. They're saying, oh, well, the SSPs are overprinted. Well, Now I think your expectations are perhaps a little too high for a flagship product. Maybe you're better off or better suited for a mid or high end product, and leave the super short print and the flagship product stuff to the collectors. And that's what flagship product is. It's for the collectors. One complaint that I do hear and that I am 100% agreement on is the hobby's complaint against base rookie cards inside a flagship product, more specifically, that is just they're ugly looking cards. And I think there might be something to that. Not so much ugly, but maybe boring. Okay. And I can kind of agree with that. When we sit down and really look at this thing in its entirety, that complaint makes sense to me. And I can agree to a certain extent. I really wish that they would take the example that they were doing. I would say I love what Upper Deck was doing somewhere around 1998 to, all through the 2000s and that. But they were really basically creating rookie cards with a completely different design from the rest of the base set. And that to me was a very cool concept. The rookie cards were beautiful. They created like a nicer image, a nicer card. They almost looked like insert cards, but they were actually base cards. And they did a phenomenal job. There were serial numbering those rookie cards to 399 or to 3,999, somewhere in there. Some were even less. Some were only serial numbered to 1,500. Some were serial numbered to only 500. And you see, those were base set rookies that were serial numbered that low. And I just love that concept. Maybe card manufacturers can get back into creating a nicer the card design, maybe add some serial numbering, some layering, some tiers. If print runs are an issue, maybe we can make the sets a little bit bigger, and that way the correlation is broader. I don't know, but something does need to be done. Set sizes are somewhat small nowadays, and it seems like when we do the math, right, we're just getting these massive numbers. And so they need to do something to make the rookie card great again. Let me rephrase that. Card manufacturers need to do something to make the base rookie card great again. Let's draw some attraction to this thing one more time. We're doing great with the MLB debuts and all kind of that's all great and wonderful, but let's bring some creativity. Let's bring some spark back into the base rookie card and to the flagship product altogether. With that said, hey, that's going to be it for this episode. I really appreciate you folks tuning in. Please consider subscribing to my podcast as well. And as I always like to say, my friends, not all rookie cards are created equal.
The true Jordan rookie from 1985.
Bullshit.
Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.